Hallelujah. Our focus for this evening is the hour of prayers. The hour of prayers. Hallelujah. Just to go a little more with our focus for today, then we'll pray. You know, God is really helping us greatly in opening every chapter of His retreat. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Amen. Turn your Bible with me to the book of Acts 6, verse 4. Acts chapter 6, verse 4. If you are there, you can read for us, please.
Acts 6, verse 4. But we will give ourselves continually to prayer and to the ministry of the word.
Hallelujah.
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 Amen.
Now, let's look at the ways of the apostles who turned their world around for the Lord. It was on their way to the place of prayer, at their prayer hour, that they found an opportunity to express what they have accumulated in the place of prayers for long. You know, on their way to that place of prayers, that was where they met the man, and they found an opportunity to express themselves, like to express what they have been doing for long. Hallelujah. Now you see, in the life of every believer, there must be a section of the day called the hour of prayers. Yes. In the life of every believer as a Christian, there must be a section of the day called the hour of prayers. If you don't have a time for prayers, you are not right. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You know, the Bible recorded that when the disciples came to Jesus Christ and asked him, why couldn't we cast the demons out? He answered them and said, this kind. He answered them, he said, this kind cannot be cast out except by prayers and fasting. That was what he answered. He said, this kind cannot be cast out except by prayers and fasting. And that was why the apostles decided to give themselves to prayers. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Now, in this generation, anybody that jumps with prayers jumps with destiny. Any generation that jumps with prayers jumps with destiny. There is no place in destiny for those who don't have a time called prayer hour in their lives. There is no place in destiny. Like there is no place for you if you don't have a section of the day called the hour of prayers in your life. Hallelujah. Now, in this life, there are many things to cast out. Do we believe? Yes. There are many things to cast out. There are those that our connection can cast out. There are some our bank accounts can cast out. There are those our titles and positions can cast out. But there are those that are called this kind. They won't be cast out except by prayers. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now, you see, in this life, we may be saying, is everything prayers? Is everything prayers? Everything may not be prayers, but I bet you prayer can do everything. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So it's better we are right with our prayer lives. We should be right with our prayer lives. So that when we find the persons that have the problems of this kind, the ones they call this kind, we won't find it difficult to cast it out. You know, there are some problems you will come across. If your prayer life is not right with God, you won't dare call yourself a Christian then. There are some sicknesses you will come across. You can't even say, I can pray in that place. So it's better we are right with our prayer life. Let's have that time called the hour of prayers. You know, we have time for many things in our life. We have time for our businesses, families, academics, even church. But one thing we must understand is that the power of your prayer life will not be tested in church. It will be tested in the day you will find those that have the problems of this kind. I go to church Monday to Sunday, I do this, I do that in church. But when you meet the problems of this kind, that is when you will know that your prayer life is not right. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Now, I come before us this evening for us to submit ourselves to prayers. You know, when the apostles heard that Jesus Christ said to them that this kind cannot be cast out except by prayers and fasting, and they decided to give themselves to prayers. They decided to give themselves to prayers. That was when they took the decision that for we, there are some set of persons called us. They decided to give themselves to prayer and nothing more. Some of us give ourselves to everything. Some of us, when it's even time to pray, we will start singing because we find it difficult to pray. But when the days we will see those that have the problems of this kind come, what will you say? Singing will not cast those things out. The only thing that can cast those problems out is prayers. Hallelujah. I will tell us the old times, the old hours of prayers. Then we'll pray this evening because I would love us to pray. Our prayer life needs to be right with the Lord. Hallelujah. The old time prayers, we have the third hour, the sixth hour, the ninth hour, and the 12th hour. Hallelujah. The third hour, the sixth hour, the ninth hour, and the 12th hour. Now, the third hour is 9 o'clock. Hallelujah. The third hour is 9 o'clock. The sixth hour is 12 o'clock. While the ninth hour is 3 o'clock. Then the 12th hour is 6 o'clock. Now, you see, that's 9 o'clock. That was when God came to deal with flesh. Any prayer you pray by 9 o'clock, that is when God comes to deal with flesh. And the prayer you pray by 12 o'clock is a warfare prayer. That is why you see that when Paul and Silas were praying, they prayed in the sixth hour. That was why when they were praying fervently, they were praying ruggedly. That was why the whole gate, the whole building were vibrating. Hallelujah. Now, the ninth hour, which is 3 o'clock, is the hour of mercy. The hour of mercy. That's 3 o'clock. Hallelujah. Is the hour of mercy. And the 12th hour is the communion hour, which is 6 o'clock. The communion hour. That is why most of us do our morning devotion and we take communion. That is when we commune with God. Hallelujah. So quickly this evening, we will be praying. We will be praying. Hallelujah. Let's rise to our feet as we pray this evening.